hold up, know when to fold up,
Familiar.
know when to...
What is it about the country music genre, though, that all these men are married multiple times? So today we are going to check out a singer called Kenny Rogers. Now, I have heard of Kenny Rogers, but my knowledge of him is limited to the fact that, as I am aware, allegedly he's had some plastic surgery, and that's something I'm like super interested in watching videos about. So he comes up a lot on like male plastic surgery lists. But it occurred to me when somebody brought him up in comments, I've never actually heard any of his songs, and he does seem to be a name that I hear a lot, so he must be either good or iconic, or... I think it's gonna be country and western music, because his name is Kenny Rogers, and he's beardy, and I just think maybe that'll be what he is. Chewy is here, but he's on the floor because he doesn't want to be in this video. You don't want to be in the video? No, he doesn't. And I'm not a pushy stage mom, so I'm not gonna make him, you know? But you can have Chewy by your side always if you avail of this merch from my merch store and support the channel. Here are some other ways you can support the channel. The Chan. And you can get stuff back in return too. Don't forget, I am going live every Wednesday over on Twitch, where I can do some of the music reactions that you suggest over there, and also just have a chat with you guys at this link. This song is called The Gambler. Will it ring a bell? We'll see.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light, and the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up,
Familiar.
know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving
He changed.
is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he'd finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold up, when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting
country kind of gospel when all the backing vocalists kicked in. I do know that bit. No, when to hold up, no, when to hold up. I knew that bit. That sounded familiar. So I must have heard it at some point in my life. At some point in my life, I heard Kenny Rogers before, but I ain't never heard that song in all its entirety. Kenny Rogers. Let's find out a bit more about Kenny. A lot of times these country people have been married multiple times and they do like a lot of love songs. Kenny Rogers, 5 children. Okay, I feel like we're jumping ahead. Oh, he's passed away. That surprises me because he does seem very current, as I said. He was a successful crossover artist. In what genre? He was part of a jazz group, songwriting partnerships with Lionel Richie. Oh, said to be of Irish and Native American ancestry. Served as a busboy and swept floors. Good thing. Wasn't a Nepo baby.
Hooray for nepotism! Unbelievable.
Oh, he was an actor as well, apparently in movies like Six Pack, made-for-TV movies, The Gambler series, Christmas in America, and Coward of the County. Not familiar with those. Host and narrator for the A&E historical series The Real West. Not familiar with that. Personal life. Rogers had a pet goat named Smitty. Cute. He originally acquired the animal from a friend in 2008. According to Rogers, the goat was his center, providing a calming influence after long and stressful touring schedules. Rogers was married 5 times and had 5 children. Oh my goodness. Oh, he passed away of bladder cancer. That's very sad. What is it about the country music genre, though, that all these men are married multiple times? Interesting. Maybe it's the career itself. Let's find out a bit more about the song. I do like the country music that I've explored so far in that it does have a story, and I am like quite partial to a story in a song. The song was about meeting a stranger on a train that carries out a conversation about poker. Written by David Schultz. Oh, interesting. Kenny Rogers didn't write the song. He was only 23 at the time. Associated with getting advice from his father, who had died 2 years earlier. That's very sad. Neither man was involved in gambling. Rogers later related it to life in the Old West with the risks and rewards of frontier life. All of life is about decisions for which the outcomes are unknown. We make our best guesses that things will turn out one way or the other. Gambling is a game of probability. Every human is a gambler of life. Oh my goodness. Apparently he also co-founded a restaurant chain with rotisserie chicken. It became famous for not only its food, but also for being featured in a sitcom called Seinfeld. I know Seinfeld. Oh, the chicken business is thriving in Asia. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, here's some stuff about plastic surgery because that's what I knew about him. Rogers openly admitted to undergoing plastic surgery and received a fair amount of public attention and criticism for his altered appearance, particularly after facial procedures that significantly changed his look. He later expressed some regret about the results.
There was a time when I had a lot of money and a lot of time, and I thought, what the hell, I'll go do something, you know. And Dolly and I we used to laugh about it. And I'm not sure what I'd look like if I hadn't done it, so I'm happy.
I think that more men should embrace things that they want to do. I mean, women do all the time. I know lately they've gotten rid of the term toupee and they call it a hair system. Like, if you want to do that, go for it. Women do stuff all the time to alter our appearance. If that's what you want to do, do it! In 1993, Rogers faced a lawsuit from a former employee who accused him of SA. You should know what that's code for by now. The case was settled out of court. Rogers always maintained his innocence. Interesting, Kenny Rogers. Let me see some more pictures. I want to know if I think he's good looking or not. I kind of think in that video of The Gambler, he kind of looks around the same age as he looked later in life. You know those kind of people who always look the same age? Like throughout their whole life. Like when they're 20, they look 50. But when they're 20, they look like 40. And then when they're 60, they still kind of look like 40. And like in spite of the plastic surgery, he still looked like around the same age. I guess he wouldn't be my cup of tea, but he's a very American look, like country music look. Interesting. Don't forget to let me know below in comments what you want to see on the Chan Chan. Thank you so much, guys. That's it for today. See you on the other side. Bye.